started, we'd like to welcome kind of the local legend here, Josh Teater, to the Barbasol Championship. Josh, thanks for joining us for a few minutes. Obviously, we've gotten a lot of requests to hear from you. You're making your 5th start in the Barbasol and coming off top 15 finishes in both your last starts. So kind of teeing you up for an easy one, but just some thoughts on how it feels to be back here.
Yeah, it's great, being here at home. We've lived back here in Lexington for a year now, and, it's good to be back. Last year we'd only been here for about a month or two, but, yeah, great to be back and on some turf I'm familiar with.
You've had a chance to, have you had a chance to get out and play anything? Just your thoughts on course and conditions?
Yeah, for sure. Right now it's pretty dry. We hadn't had rain in a month or so, but I know the forecast has some in it, but the fairways are running, and they're having to keep some water on the green so far earlier this week. But, I think the course is playing pretty good.
Okay. One more question for me, and then we'll take some questions from you guys. Coming off top 11 in Wichita a couple weeks ago on Korn Ferry Tour, just some thoughts on how you're feeling with your game coming into the week.
Yeah, I feel like the last month or so I've had some nice finishes out there, but also mixed in with not as good as I'd want to have, not as consistent as I want to be. But, the weather's very similar to it was in Wichita, and I'm looking forward to getting out here, something I'm used to, the hot and humid weather, and hopefully hitting some longer drives and shorter clubs into holes.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, we'll take a few questions. We got microphones passed around, so just raise your hand and we'll get you the microphone.
Josh back here, Michael Epps with Fox 56. What over the years since you've played here before, what have fans told you, and just people that that come out to see you, they're out in the gallery just out watching you, what have they said about just how cool it is for them to see you being a local guy, and just how exciting that is for you to perform in front of the people that you grew up around?
Yeah, I've had a lot of friends, and even friends' kids that are getting into golf, that have really enjoyed coming out and watching not only me but other players. I was with a friend of mine last night whose son is becoming a pretty good golfer, and I guess he got to know JT Poston through a clinic or something a year or two ago, and obviously excited to see him win last week and was hoping he'd come back, but obviously he got a ticket punch to the Open Championship, so he's not here. But yeah, just to see stuff like that and younger kids and like the kids in the first tee that are going to be able to come out and make some memories.
Josh, you brought up the British Open. You kind of made a run last year at this tournament. What does that mean to have that out there for the winter?
Yeah, like I think I said yesterday, that's a great carrot to have out there in front of you. Obviously all of us here would like to go play St. Andrews especially. I've played in one of those at Muirfield, but I think St. Andrews would be even more special. But you just got to attack it like you do any other week, and be ready to go on Monday or on Thursday when you get that first tee shot.
And have you heard other golfers kind of bring it different than the last couple of years with this tournament, with that being there?
I haven't heard a whole lot because I've been on the Korn Ferry Tour, and I haven't been around a lot of these guys, to be honest. But I'm sure that there's most of us are thinking about it for sure.
We've got a nice young gentleman back here in the back, Samuel, who'd like to ask a question. Sam, go ahead with your question.
What led you to become golfing?
A golfer? That's a good question, Samuel.
Thank you, Samuel. Right over here.
I don't know, Josh, just when you think about going out here and performing, like I mentioned, in front of the people that have that support for you, this is my first Barbasol. Does the fans get a little bit louder for you? Do those cheers get a little bit louder for you than maybe some of the others? Just how exciting is that for you to see?
Yeah, it's always great to hear, some familiar voices or yells out there that, I've back 6 or 8 years ago in Vegas, we had 15 or 20 of my friends and family out there, and they got a little rowdy when making some birdies. So, to hear those screams and yells and Turtle Man yells, maybe, if any of y'all from around here are familiar with the Turtle Man. But, yeah, we're going to have some fun, and hopefully I can put up a lot of birdies for them.
And obviously you played this course before. What are your takeaways about this course? What do you like about it, and just how do you kind of attack it?
Yeah, this, Champions here at Keene Trace has been one of the better courses in the city. I remember as a kid, if you got to come out here once or twice a summer, it was pretty special. And now to know that we have a PGA Tour event's been pretty rewarding. And there's some good par threes where you got to make sure you hit the greens, and the par fives are very scoreable if you can get your drive in play. And there's only a couple par fours, that you really got to pay attention to. Otherwise, you can kind of send your drives up there and have short clubs in, and you're going to have 12 or 13 birdie looks, at a minimum. So hopefully 18. That's our goal.
Anybody else? All right. Well, JT, we appreciate your time as always, and love to have you right back here Sunday night.
All right. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
Yep.